Gang, I took down the old videos because I decided that I wanted to read silly voices over the story for accessibility as well as my personal enjoyment. Cheers. Of all the world building to begin with, it had to be the gender binary. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. You are watching Kiseki with Becky, and today we are beginning the first Kiseki game, Trails in the Sky, parentheses, first chapter. This is a text-heavy role-playing game, beautifully localized from Japanese into English. I'm going to go ahead and narrate here, and I don't really do voice acting, so please don't hold me to it, but I'm going to try to narrate effectively and differentiate just a little between the voices. I'm also going to provide audio description. So just know as you're going into this that between the audio description and the narration and my personal commentary, it's basically going to be me talking over most of the game. You could, say, put it on in the background like a podcast. I'm so excited for you to experience or re-experience under my guidance the wholesomeness, the incongruous, horniness, and the chaos of this piece of intellectual property before me. And just so we're on the same page, when I say this game is horny, I mean that the localized English dialogue is so fluent and idiomatic that it sounds like people are constantly smooth-talking each other, and it's very funny. And if I make an obscure reference that makes you think that you're not the intended audience, consider this. There is no intended audience. I'm just a nerd on the internet whose real-life friends don't have time to play this game, even though they seem to have a lot of time to play Elden Ring. So I'm going to press start. There are 3 different difficulties, normal and hard, which are described in pretty, normal terms. And then there's also Nightmare that says, "It's your funeral, may Adios be with you." But I think the hard difficulty makes it a little more interesting to watch the battles, especially since I'm a person who's played this game maybe 3 or 4 times now. I also played it for the first time less than a year ago, so this is very much hopefully showing you the intensity of my interest in this game. Whatever, so I'm gonna click hard, a difficult setting for those who find normal a bit lacking. Cheers. We open on a dark room, and there's a little shift. This shows us that we're entering a flashback. There's a table before a fire, and a little girl sitting at the table. She has 2 pigtails, and her hair seems orange, her eyes are orange-red. She's supposed to be 11 around this age, although there's a flash forward, so she's gonna be 16 through most of the game. The tag in her dialogue line says Estelle. She says, Daddy's really late. Also, it's just very iconic, encapsulating, again, with respect to horniness, that the first word of the series is daddy. It's very cat on a hot tin roof. Am I right, people? I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today, too. And Shara's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit more before dinner. A man's voice. Hey, I'm home. Daddy. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Estelle. His tag says Cassius. He has the same color hair as her. They're genetically related, you can tell. He has the same color eyes. And I couldn't remember who he looked like for the first year of playing this game, because I have played it 3 times in the past year, but now I remember he looks like Carrie Elwes in Princess Bride. She's supposed to be a daddy. I'm so sorry. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope, I'm fit as a fiddle. That reminds me, though. I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? A new fishing pole? Sneakers? Something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls supposed to like clothes and jewelry? Of all the world building to begin with, it had to be the gender binary. I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? You're a sharp one. Now, why don't you come have a look? We can see that in the bundle in his arms, there's a boy with dark hair and a scar on his face, and he is unconscious. What? Well, here you are. I love these portraits. Isn't that such a dad face? Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? Why is my present a boy? Don't make such a fuss or you'll wake him up. Wake him up? You mean he's still alive? Looks kind of dead if you ask me. Her anger with this delivery scares me. I've treated his wounds, so he should be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. Fade out. And fade into another room. There's a bed, and the boy is asleep on it. And the other two are standing at his bedside. He sure sleeps soundly. And he almost looks the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair, and a pair of amber eyes to go with it. It feels like Wattpad fiction. That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah, who is this kid anyway? And why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray Mommy? Where have you been picking up these kinds of words? No doubt from Scheherazade, I assume. That is Shera like the 1001 Nights, although this is the only time I've ever seen it spelled that way. I don't know if her name means something in the context of Trails. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl is going to get me in trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out on business. And I don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that. Oh, look. He's waking up. Wow. His eyes really are the color of amber. Wow, his eyes are amber. Ma'am, is that really important right now? The boy looks very unhappy. He has the anime head wrap around his head, which doesn't really do anything. It just kind of looks like a headband. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest. The boy glares at him. His portraits are so damn good. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Okay, juicy. Why? Now, that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just worked out that way work for you? Dad face. Don't toy with me, Cassius Bright. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey! She jumps on the bed. You're shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that is just gonna make it take longer for your body to heal. She said shutting the fuck up is self-care. And just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you I had a daughter your age? Now that you mention it. Wait a minute. Don't try and change the subject. She jumps on his bed twice. Ow. Quit yelling. All right already. But you jumping on me like that isn't going to make me heal any faster either. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just going to make things worse. Do I hear yelling? Mom can pick me up, I'm scared. Never mind. Just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Huh? Your name. You know, that thing people call you? I told you mine already, so don't you think it would be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? He's glaring at her. Seems the logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. He glares. Fine. My name is... Zoom out of the flashback and fade to black. I'm gonna make you watch this intro, even if it makes no sense because it's art. That's just the rules, sorry. So there's a harmonica. There's some portraits of Estelle and the boy when they're older. Some birds flying in front of a clock tower. And just a wider shot of the town with the clock tower in it. The lake, the sun, the sky, and oh my god, in the sky, the title sequence, Trails in the Sky. And that thing that flashes across the screen, I did not realize this the first time, but that is Estelle's bow staff that she throws in the air and has just caught. So now it's panning onto each of the characters. So there's Estelle, older, dressed in her skirt and bike shorts. It's just a great look. There's the boy sitting, playing a harmonica, smiling. Stop. Back at the house, there's Cassius leaning against the door. Has not aged. Can't age? Unclear. A letter. Some tarot cards. And the woman reading them. Blonde-haired guy playing a piano. And then pulling out a gun. God. Why is that so funny? The Royal Arena. A big strong man there with Wolverine hair. Just has like the three like little hairlocks in front. Some airships. Oh my god. This is like kind of steampunk borderline. The letter torn into pieces. Mountain range. Mysterious black object. This musical theme. Anyways, it's called the Trails in the Sky theme and it comes up all the time. There's some mechanical objects that look like watches. There's a logo that has a gauntlet. A seagull flying by the actual sea. A girl with dark hair in a school uniform. A littler girl working on one of the mechanical objects. A guy from Final Fantasy with a huge sword. Like it is theft, sorry. Some airships around the castle. A regal old lady staring off into the distance. What's she thinking? Probably about Cassius's booty, right? I totally forgot to explain and mention everybody in this universe wants to fuck Estelle's dad. Super nice airship flying over a small town. An old overgrown tower. And a guy in glasses on top of it with a book. What a nerd. Mysterious figure we can't see. Explosions. Journalists. Stuff on fire. Oh my god. This really does just spoil the whole story, doesn't it? And a trail in the sky. And the title again. Fade in from black. It's the outside of the Bright home. It's a 2-story house. They have 2 porches. Cassius cooking just the largest egg I've ever seen. Again, he's supposed to be a daddy, so he does have an effect on eggs. Estelle is older now. Ugh, it's so bright in here. I slept like a rock. That must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. I wonder if that means Joshua's still in bed. Guess that's a no. Well, I guess I better get myself ready then too. Outside on the porch. Joshua, that's the mysterious boy's name, is playing the harmonica. He's dressed in a blue tunic. He has some leather armor on too. That's the tune from the intro he's playing, by the way. Estelle emerges and claps. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. I hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you start to play. She walks over to him in the corner. I can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind, what with that siren song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber. Do you see what I mean? Smooth talking. What do you mean, woman? We're the same age and I'm hardly a man. Tisk, 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 how wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree? Her superpower is self-esteem, just in case you didn't. Yeah, how fortunate for you. You could at least try and sound a tiny bit sincere. It really is a nice tune, though. Cheerful, yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. That's right. The Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. I love a neurodivergent. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff like reading and music. No girl is going to be impressed with just that, she says with her smug smile. Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although, I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? I won't say this every time again, just the way that they translated this is so like weirdly flirtatious for some reason. Okay, I'm done. That's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I'll believe that when I stop finding beetles in the hallway, he says with his smug smile. Estelle! Joshua! Morning, Dad. Good morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. Why don't the both of you hurry on down before it gets cold? Okay. I'm on my way. So now they're sitting at the table, back where they were, in the intro, where Estelle was. You'll notice looking around the breakfast table that everybody in the Bright family has popped collars. It's called parenting. Study up. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? Criticizing her eating behaviors. Ugh, flop. Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. I'm so glad she could respond to that well. No notes. Oh, I love this face too. I love all the faces. Sue me. Well, make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work too. That reminds me. You two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right. It'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we finish, we'll be bracers just like you, Dad. That means I'm not going to let you treat me like a kid anymore either. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning, or in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you too. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later on today, remember? Huh? And I'm not just saying this because it's anime, but surprise Pikachu. Ooh, wait, what test? Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. Joshua's unimpressed face. Again, I can't comment on all the portraits, but this is so good, and I would probably cry if somebody did this in real life, and I probably have. You know, the test that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning in training. Don't you remember Shara saying that if we failed we'd be stuck with a ton of homework? Crap. Totally forgot. Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it, I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other. I honestly don't know how you've survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. Papa's sad. Christ. How could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? Ha! You're the one that raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear, the two of you act so much alike, but whatever. We should probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. Shara's going to be waiting there for us. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting. They stand up from the table and start to walk out. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods store. By the way, the name of the kingdom is Liberal. He's not saying the Liberal News. 2 syllables. They're supposed to be getting the latest edition in today. Got it. 1 copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods store. The best kind of daddy is a sugar daddy. It says, received 500 Mira, and Mira is Trails money, M-I-R-A. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending. All right, thanks, Dad. Okay, we're headed out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Sherazard my regards. Next time we pick up, there's gonna be playability. Oh my god. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe to my channel where I'll be posting this and also memes. Until next time, happy trails.